oh, I saw this. Like, this dude went ape. Like, look at this.
Go. Why is he here? Go.
What's he doing? That dude work for Obama? I'm not bullshitting you. What's he doing? What is this? What did he just put up? He just put a pin up?
It's not my fault that you pray to a criminal.
Listen, I'm working now, okay? Can you leave, please? Go, please.
You're not working.
I'm just working here, yeah. Go.
There's no.
Dude. Imagine you're just sitting in town and you just like randomly aggro a hostile NPC. Just out of nowhere. It's like you're just sitting there waiting, like reading trade chat, and like a hostile NPC comes in and just starts attacking you.
Out of here. I'm going to put big signs here that say this guy believes in Hamas.
You want to buy something?
No, I don't.
Okay, why is he here?
I won't give you a penny of my money.
Listen. Why is he here?
What?
Do you wanna buy something?
No.
Okay, go.
I don't want to go. I have a right.
Jesus Christ. This is the kind of stuff, bro, like, one thing that I've learned with people like this is nutballs, is you never look at them. You can never, dude, if you look at them, that's what really winds them up.
To stand here. You have no right to be on the sidewalk. You have a permit?
Yeah, I have a permit, I have everything, I have a license.
Okay, but you don't have a visa.
I have a passport, my friend, go.
What do you have?
It's not your business, go.
Oh, it is my business, because I actually know the guy who owns all these.
I have an American citizen. Do you have it?
American citizen?
Yeah, do you have it?
How? How did you become an American citizen?
It's not your business, go.
Oh, you're right.
I'm born here.
But you're a terrorist. You support terrorism.
Listen, go. I'm not support something.
You do. You support terrorism.
I'm not some. Go. I'm just working here.
Children. You're a terrible person.
You kill children, not me.
What?
Go.
My kids? What about my kids?
You kill children, not me. Go.
I didn't kill children.
Okay, why is he here?
You know why? If we killed 4,000 Palestinian kids, you know what? It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough.
Go.
Just get out. Somebody having a mental health episode. Oh my God. Like, what's he doing that for? What's he getting mad for? What the fuck? Yeah, what a nutball, man. I saw this. I couldn't even believe this. I heard somebody wrote down some of the things the dude said, and I was like, there's no way somebody's actually acting this way, man. But no, bro, this was worse than I thought it was. What a dickhead. Yeah, what a fucking average Israeli supporter. What else do you expect? Nah. I mean, like, let's be real. I've seen people that are like Palestine Hamas supporters that are equally unhinged. Like, we're not gonna, this ain't a competition, right? Like, what about the other 95% of the population that's not fucking unhinged? Like, why is it's not a competition, bro. Like, it's not. Just, it's weird. People act like this. Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I yell at dudes like that in public. I'm not going to yell at somebody like that, but that's it. All these fuckers have a childlike glee about genocide? Yeah, because they're sitting in New York in their comfortable little sweater and a jacket here, because they're not going to have to do it. That's why. Of course they can be comfortable with it, because it's never going to happen to them. It's never going to have anything to do with them. So guess what? They get to have these opinions. They get to be big shots and, war hawks. But this guy's not going to go serve. He's not going to go over to Israel and fight the Palestinians, Hamas. He's not going to do anything. He's just going to vote and talk shit on the street whenever, if this guy came out of his car and beat the shit out of him, he'd be calling the cops. That's what it is. Something to do with money is harassing peasants in the modern day. That's what the video is. He's a bully. He absolutely is. This guy's a fucking dickhead. Yeah, what's strange is him smiling all the time. It's because he's nuts. Like, I really think that, like, so this is one thing that people might not really understand. It's like back in, like, the like the 60s and the 50s, we had these things like mental institutions, right? And so you would put a guy like this in one of those places, right? And it wasn't like prison. It was like jail for people that are crazy. And so then they got rid of all these because the mental institutions had a bunch of problems too, right? It was not an ethical thing in many different ways. So we got rid of these asylums. And then where did all these people go? Well, we just let them loose. They're just loose. Go free. And now they're on Twitter. Now they're in front of this fucking, that was this taco stand or wherever the fuck this is. So this is how these people, they get out, bro. They get out. They escaped Arkham Asylum. They did. The smiling part is a stress reaction. The dude isn't feeling like he's doing the right thing, but he does it anyway. Well, it could be 5 different things, right? But the point is that you just get these nutballs like that all the time. Standard boomer syndrome. I know. It's just a standard entitled American. I don't know if it is or not. I don't know if he's an American. I mean, he probably is an American. I guess so. But damn. And they've spawned as well. Yeah. All I'm really trying to get at is that, you know, I see a video like this and like, yeah, this dude's like a huge dickhead and a piece of shit. And like, obviously he's wrong for being how much of an asshole he is. But like, whenever I see a person that has like one of these public freakouts, personally, my opinion is that I think they're having a mental health episode. I think that this is a person and there's something wrong in their head. Like there's some sort of, you know, like some screw that went loose, something that went wrong, and like they don't normally act this way, and they just kind of, whoop, you know, like it's just what is what monkeys do, gorillas do this shit, so why can't he do it? It's not mental health, it's ideology. Well, what if they're the same thing? You know, I think sometimes they are the same thing. It's been crazy how people like, I really find this to be problematic, is that people that are supportive of like, you know, the Palestinians and shit that like get attacked, they're losing their positions. And like, I want to say also, like, this has been something that's been going on for a long time. You know, people that have different types of ideologies, different social opinions, losing their job, being removed from like their position. I find this to be very problematic. Good. Well, why is that good though? I find that to be bad. If a person can just have their life completely taken away from them structurally by institutions that function as a government, how is this a good thing? I don't think this is a good thing. Like, I would understand if she was saying, like, if this dude got fired, I would be like, for fucking sure, right? I mean, he's literally advocating genocide of kids. Like, duh. But, like, supporting a group of people that are being attacked, there's nothing wrong with that. They support terror? No, they don't. There are tons of people who support Palestinians who don't support terrorism. This is insane to say it's the same thing. It is fucking insane. Now, I will tell you that there are people that support both. And supporting the terrorism is disgusting. But supporting Palestinians and people that are getting bombed, like there are people, like I saw this, and like very rarely does something actually kind of make me sad, right? But this almost did. And I heard that, like, you know, like one of the hospitals there, they lost power. And they had people that they were taking care of in this hospital in the ICU. All of them just died because they lost power. That's fucking sad, man. That's a horrible thing. And it doesn't, like, I'm not saying that, like, Israel is, like, bad and everything Israel does is bad. But, like, you have to recognize some level of humanity in this and stop treating it like it's fucking a video game. People treat it like it's a video game. Like, it's just so fucked up, man. It's awful. I see this all the time, and it's gotten a lot worse recently. Let me read this here. Both sides, legitimate grievances. War's horrible for everyone involved. I mean, I'm sure, right? Like, I don't really care, like, whose side you think that, like, is right or wrong. Like, I think that how many of you guys are of the mindset that's this? It was horrible, the fact that the Hamas or whoever the fuck killed those people at that convention or that concert at the beginning of October. It was like October 7th. That was absolutely terrible and horrible. Right? It's a terrible thing. Like, it's 100%. It's a horrible thing. Like, should have never happened. It's awful. But also, people dying in a hospital because they get their power turned off or their power shut off from bombings, that's also horrible too whenever Palestinians have that happen. Because I guarantee you everybody in those hospital beds wasn't a fucking terrorist. It's crazy. It's crazy how radicalized people are and how desensitized people are to just like the bleak horror of it. And I think that people just don't see that because all they get to do is watch movies or see clips or something like that. But to live like that is awful, man. Wasn't this what Bush did? It is. It is. It absolutely was. And it's what Obama continued. Absolutely. You're totally fucking right. And it's like, I even talked about that before, right? Is because, like, you see a lot of those guys, and I don't want to get into this for a long time, right? Because I want to watch the Andrew Tate thing and get into it. But I just want to say this, right? It's like, I remember whenever I saw ISIS dudes, like, 5 years ago, and a lot of these guys were, like, 19 years old. They were 21 years old. And you do the math on something like that, the entire life that they've ever lived and known is having their country preoccupied by a foreign power. And I guarantee you that while a lot of U.S. soldiers probably conduct themselves in a patriotic and good and upstanding way, there's a good amount of them that probably didn't. And how do I know that? Because that's the same with any human interaction in the history of human interactions. There's nothing specific about that. So you have people that grow up their whole life and they're being occupied by a foreign power that in their mind is oppositional to them, and then you're surprised that they turn into terrorists trying to get rid of those people? Get the fuck out of here. Of course they're going to do that. Shit, that's what we did. What are we talking about? It's insane. Nobody ever puts themselves in the shoes of the other person. Nobody ever tries to see it from the perspective of another person. They only try and see it through their perspective and assume that everybody else is wrong. People don't want to be oppressed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, base emotional intelligence. Yeah, it's easy to see where people, like, where things come from, right? And it doesn't justify the terrorism. I'm not saying it justifies it at all. But, like, you have to understand that something like this comes from a place of, it comes from a place of, like, a lack of I think a lot of terrorism and terrorist acts come from a place of a lack of power. Right? They don't feel like they have representation or power, so they do this. It doesn't justify it at all. And I think we should be, you know, like, they're not good. It's not a good thing at all. But you have to see where it comes from. So what? Well, so this is the thing, right? Is that, like, my goal in my mind, right, would be making this stuff happen a lot less. I don't really care about who's right or wrong in a lot of circumstances, because even if you're right or even if you're wrong, you can still hurt other people. So my mindset is, let's just make sure things like this don't happen as much. That's my mindset. So it's not about being right or wrong. It's a silly mindset to have. Because they're right in their mind, you're right in your mind, and the person who kills the other guy gets to say who was actually right. That's history. Billy backs you into a corner and beats the crap out of you for years. At some point, you're going to make a decision to save yourself, however that manifests in your head. Yeah, for sure. I get that. Yeah, I do. As long as wars bring money, they're going to keep repeating. I mean, wars have been going on forever. Let's be honest. So, yeah. Please pull up my logs. I'm an Israeli. Well, let's see what she said. So, you said she got... Susan Sarandon got canceled for anti-Semitic comment. And she said, now Jews get a taste of what Muslims feel like. That's not being pro-Palestinian, that's being anti-Semitic, and that's what she got canceled for. I think that I think that he makes a good point here. She's right though. I mean, yeah, I mean, she does make a good point. Bar for anti-Semitism is low. I mean, okay, so I think one way to check question mark Andes. Yeah, I hate the question marks. They're always really annoying because they don't mean anything, right? It's just like, no. But like, I wish people, yeah, I wish there was like a way to like, you know, get rid of that. But anyway, that's not anti-Semitic. Now whites get a taste of what blacks feel like. Would that be racist? Now women get a taste of what men feel like. Or vice versa. Would that be sexist? Now, with this circumstance, I don't know if, like, just saying that, because, like, it's kind of clear that she's probably talking about the people in Israel, right? And she's not talking about Jews collectively. But whenever you use language like that, it's going to sound like you're talking about Jews collectively, because those were the words that you used. No, she meant American Jews? If she meant American Jews, then she absolutely deserves to get kicked out. Absolutely. It's not even a question. To be fair, Muslim is a religion. Jew can mean religion and the race. Yeah, I think that you're right about that. And, like, the religion, like, and that's the problem, right? Is that, like, you have, like, people that are this religion by conversion, and people that are this religion by culture, and people that are this religion by ethnicity and region. So it's like, yeah, it's complicated. But I think if she's talking about Americans, then yeah, I do actually agree with you. She meant American Jews? She's talking about American Jews? Maybe I should look into that more. I think that you could be right. Yeah, I didn't see what she said. If that's actually what she said, then I think that you're right. Yeah, regardless, they're both related. It's sad on both fronts, murdering and killing each other. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I think he makes a good point. Jews are not a race? I thought they were. Like, I thought you could be ethnically Jewish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, am I wrong? Like, well, what I mean by race, like ethnically, what I mean is, like, somebody is born, like, you're not necessarily born a Muslim or a Christian or, like, Hindu, but you can be born a Jew, like, based off of, like, your parents' like, ancestry. Is that true? Yeah, I think that's true. I don't know. Call themselves race and act like it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and again, like, I'm just trying to understand this, because this was my impression of it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. That's xenophobia? Really? Why? I don't think so. How? Black African Jews are the same race as white European Jews? Well, I don't know. I'm sure there's, like, you know, I mean, I'm not an expert in this. I don't know. Like, there's like some, like, weird circumstance, but, like, this is just what my understanding was. You mix up race and ethnicity. Ethnicity is, like, where you're from, whereas race is biological. Asmongold, as your PR team, get out, man. Now you can only lose. Jesus. What is wrong with you guys? People are so conditioned into being afraid of talking about anything that's even slightly uncomfy, because they're worried that, like, there's gonna, like, what do you think? Like, people are gonna, like, I'm going to get canceled because I don't know that Jews are a race or an ethnicity? Like, what? No, it's not going to happen. I'm just asking questions because I don't understand it. What's wrong with you? What do you think is going to happen? I don't get it. Yeah, I never worry about that. The reason I never worry about getting canceled or anything like that is that I believe that I conduct myself in a good faith manner. And I think that any sort of investigation into that will immediately prove that to be the case. So anybody with an agenda against me or anything like that, it's not going to go anywhere. So if I ask a question and the question is worded in a way that makes people that are constantly terrified of cancel culture slightly uncomfy, this isn't something that makes me worried, because I know that this isn't a problem. You go in uncomfortable conversations, come out a richer person. Yeah, I don't understand where that mindset comes from. Even if research doesn't have that, let me look at this. Ethnicity equals genetics, nationality is social and legal. Yeah, gross conflation used for segregation and exclusion, usually for political ends. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people use race and ethnicity in, like, in language almost interchangeably. Like, am I crazy for thinking that? I don't think that I am. I feel like they're used interchangeably a lot. XQC got canceled for looking at an explosion? Who cares? What do you mean he got canceled? You mean there was a tweet about him that was negative? Jewish heritage gets passed down by the mother. My mom's mom was a Jew, so I am by default, even though I'm an atheist. Yeah, that's just my understanding. Either way, if that's the case and she was making a statement about American Jews or something like that and not just people in Israel, then yeah, I do retract what I say, and it does seem to be actually a bad thing. You know, anybody supporting harassment, anybody who is supporting harassment on a group of people or a person based off of something they didn't do, I think that they're automatically bad. Like, they are automatically the aggressor. They are automatically in the wrong. And this is my perspective on this kind of stuff, right? It's like, I don't mind talking about this kind of stuff because I think one of the biggest problems that people have socially is that they're afraid of talking about uncomfortable things. Because they think that in talking about the uncomfortable thing, they could somehow be misquoted or misunderstood as if they were a bad person. I'm not afraid of talking about uncomfortable things. Very obviously, I'm not. I have no problem with it. I'm not afraid of it. I actually enjoy it. So I never worry about people getting angry about what I say, people lying about what I say, people misquoting me. That's just what's going to happen. And whenever it does happen, it won't matter. That's it.